welcome back. And today, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be using a random number generator. A random number generator, right? This random number generator will give us a number of players to pick from. Now, how many players are in this? I have no idea. But we have the data tab right here. And you can see that starting from 3 all the way down to this, there's 108 players. I mean 105, right? So, what should we do? Now, what I will do is now this is from my previous video, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to a random number generator. Actually, you know what would be easier? Here, I'll put up a random wheel, right? Put up a random wheel. And wheel of names, random name picker, right? But instead of that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to remove all of this, right? And then I'm going to make a copy of all of these players. So if we go into data, right? I can go down this list all the way down to the 108th, right? I can do that and Control C. And if I do here, can I Control V? Yeah, 5 up and cross. Boom, right? That's what I did. So teams, this will be the first random MCC team ever. So the first player for the Red Rabbits the first player is Pizza Hut. We remove Pizza Hut from the thing. We go back and we just enter in Pizza Hut. See? Pete. Now we do that again. Right? We do that again. And now the second player is Sylvie. So a Pete Sylvie team. How much do you think would that affect things? Now, this is just for like the first 4. It's just for like, the first 4 is for the Red Rabbits, then it'll be for the Orange Ocelots, So we'll do this 40 times to see how does this actually work. Is that Netty plays? Netty plays. Netty plays. Let's go. I want to see how balanced this is, right? Netty plays, and then what's the final thing? Who's the final person for? The final person will be Tubbo. Tubbo is the final person in this team. So our first random team is Pete, Sylvie, Netty plays, and Tubbo. This is actually a pretty balanced team, not gonna lie. 8429 is not bad. Next up, Orange Ocelots. Let's spin it once. Who shall the Orange Ocelots have as their first pick? With their first random thing, they get Yummy. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. Yummy. And who's the next pick? The next pick is a viewer team? A viewer team player. Pearl Bites. We remove Pearl Bites from this and This is the second team, Pearl Bites. And who is the third? The third player for the Orange Ocelots is Wilbur Soot. So Wilbur is coming in this team. Wilbur, come on, Wilbur. Show up. Wilbur, there. And now for the final spin. The final spin is for Mefs. Mefs is on the Orange Ocelots now. So it's Mefs, Wilbur, Pearl Bites, and Yami. Which, you know, is significantly way less power than the previous team. But we'll work with that. Next up, for which team is this? Probably Lime or something. Michael Mitchell. Michael Mitchell is the first player for the Yellow Yaks. Michael Mitchell. Come on, Michael. Where are you? There he is. Michael Mitchell is the first player. Next up is RT Games. RT Game is the first. It's the, you know, RT Game. Replacing Green and the Yellow Yaks. Next up. Who is on the Yellow Yaks now? Is it Flip? Is it George? It's George not found. George finds his way back to Yellow, apparently. George finds his way back to Yellow. And we continue. Who is the final player for Yellow? I'm interested to see, actually. Is it Jerome? Is it Justani? Is it another viewer team player? Let's see. Jay. Where is? Yeah, there. Boom. Right. 7-2-7-9. A little bit weaker than the previous team. No, a little bit stronger than the previous team. Weaker than the first team, mainly because their speed. And now we're on to Lime. Lime has Scott Griswold, I mean. Scott Griswold. Scott. No, not SB. It's Scott. Where's Scott? Scott Griswold. And then, what's next? And who's next on the team? Is it Dream? It's Dream time. Dream is on the Lime Llamas. Boom. Scott Griswold and Dream. I feel like this team, if done correctly, will be one of the stronger teams, just because Dream is in it. Let's see who they roll next. Is it Major? It's Major 1995. So remove. And where's S Major? S Major, where are you? There. S Major. You'll see this is definitely one of the stronger teams, just because Dream is in it. And now Scott is in it too, so it's a pretty powerful team. Next up, who is the final person for this team? It's Ollie. Ollie's on this team now, replacing Jack Manifold. Orion Sound. There. Oh, 1-5-2-2. Now this team is stronger than the previous two, weaker than the P team. Next up is green. You know, my intent was to put fruit and lime last time, but I actually put them in green instead. I have no idea why either. 5 up. 5 up is our first player in green. Next up. Who shall be in green? Is it false? Is it Florian? It's false symmetry. Where's false symmetry? False symmetry. Next up, who is the next two players on green? Let's see. Is it Florian now? Is it Florian? It is Florian. I mean, Florian hasn't played in a while, but he's played. So Florian. And next up is who's replacing Nikki is the final member of this green team. It's going to be is it Zimmer? It's a Simmer. It's Critic Zeus. Critic Zeus is the final player. Where is he? K. Critic Zeus. There. And 7308. Slightly stronger than the Michael RT George team. Weaker than the Dream team. A lot stronger than the Yami Pearl Wilbur Meff's team. And everyone so far is still weaker than the Pete team. Next up, Cyan. Who shall be in Cyan? Let's see. The first player is Smallish Beans, Joel. Let's see. This could be a foundation of a solid team. I'll just say this. Smallish Beans is by no means a weak player. Next up, who's replacing Smager on this team? And it will be... Is James Charles? It's James Charles. Never mind. This is not a solid team anymore. James Charles. Where's James Charles? James Charles. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Next up, who's replacing False Symmetry? Unless the other two are S tiers. Nope, it's Spivey. Spivey is the next one who will be on here. So where's Spivey? Spivey. And it'll be... Okay, and who's replacing Cup Fan on this team? The final player on Cyan is... Is it Illumina? Illumina is replacing. So this is an Illumina-led team. It's Spivey and Joel. So I guess this will put them over some teams, right? Illumina. By having Illumina, they are not stronger than the Dream Team, but stronger than the Yami Wilbur Meff's team, the Michael RT George team, and the 5-up False and Florian team. So, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad of a team. No one has managed to beat the Pete team yet, though. Next up is Aqua. What is Aqua? How can Aqua... First Aqua member is Kara. First Aqua member is Kara, so let's switch to that. And then the next player for Aqua is... Ooh, is it Jack? It's Jack Manifold. Jack Manifold TV. Next up. Who's next? And it's... Is it Professor? Or is it Ranboo? It's Professor. Professor is in this now. Where's our Professor? There. And now for the final player in Aqua. Who is it? Let's see, is it Contes? It's Contes. Who's Contes? I don't know, but it's Contes. Let's go. I'm guessing it's one of the viewer teams, mainly just because I've never heard of them. But if you're not, I'm sorry. Maybe you're just at the beginning, you know. It's 6875. Just barely beating out this team with Mefs and Wilbur. See this? It's a 60-point difference. My god. Next up. Currently we have the Simmers. Who will they be replaced by? Let's check. Eric. Okay, so James Turner is being replaced by Eric so far. And I'm guessing it improved maybe. So let's go. It's an Eric Rendock team. Okay, it's Eric. Then this is Rendog. Where is Ren? Rendog. There. Look at this jump. They're climbing up. It's Dr. Glue and Critic Zeus left in this team. Who will they be replaced by? Is it Grian? It's Grian. Grian's coming in this team now. It's Eric Rendock Grian. And the final person who will replace Critic Zeus. The one who will replace Critic Zeus is it Iskal? It's Iskal. Iskal will replace Critic Zeus. So it's an Eric and the Hermits. And you saw me like spin it, so it's not like I did anything to influence it, you know. So it's rather balanced for random, isn't it? So 7501, stronger than the 5 of this team, stronger than the RT George team, stronger than the Wilbur Mefs team, and stronger than, of course, the Kara Professor Jack team, and the what is it called? And it's still not stronger than the Dream team. It's not stronger than the Illumina team. It's not stronger than the Peak team. I feel like this is a solid team though. Next up, Purple. Who will be replaced on Purple? Purple starts with Tank Matt. Yep, Tank Matt. Tank Matt is the first ever, I mean not first ever, but it's the first of The Purple Pandas. And next up is, who is it? Who's next? There's some big names left. Is it Dr. Gluon? Is it Finster? It's Dr. Gluon. So a lot of the fan favorites haven't been picked yet. So Dr. Gluon there. Next up, who will be replacing Captain Sparkles if he gets replaced, of course. It's going to be, is it SB? It's SB737 replacing Captain Sparkles on this team. Where's SB? SB737. And finally, who's replacing Kara? The one who will be replacing Kara is it Quig? Is it Ranboo? It's Ranboo. Now let's see how well that does it for us. Ranboo. Now Ranboo is average 2126. So this team is the weakest by far out of all of the teams. I mean, not by far, it's by like 70 points, right? It's 1,700 weaker than the P team, so now it's the final team who will prevail. Out of these players left, there's still 69 left. Nice. Who will be the first player? It's Puns. If they get lucky, this could be a really good team. Puns. Who's next? Let's see. And the one that's next, is it Pokemon Plumbella Filza? It's Plumbella. Where's Plumbella? Plumbella. There. Next up. Who is next? And it's going to be, is it Finster? Fruit Berries? It's Finster. Finster will replace Ranboo in this team. Finster. There he is. Next up, the final player. Who will be replacing Punk if he gets replaced? And it's going to be, is it Toxic Support? It's Toxic Support. And that's it. For the results, 65 people left. And Toxic Support is the final player on this roster. So what does that mean? That means that this team is now the by far weakest, and the strongest team is still the first team we rolled, which is Pete, Sylvie, Neddy, and Tubbo. And Yami, Pearl, Wilbur, Mefs is orange, and in this scenario, Red wins almost every single time except for the last event where Cyan wins, because apparently they have like slightly more, 300 more coins. How do they have 300 more coins? Because of Illumina. Illumina's crazy. And Pete underperformed, right? And the winner of MCC is Red. Runner-up is Slime, which is the dream team, right? And Dodgebolts wins Red, Blue. That's it. Dodgebolt, Red, Lime. Second placement's Lime. Yeah. First placement's 4311. 3711. You see? This is okay. And if you want to look at the teams, these are the teams that ended up being picked at random, of course. There you go. And that's it for today. Uh, See you guys next time. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Leave a comment. Peace out.